And good afternoon, everybody. This is Nyasha from Billy, and thank you for coming to the webinar as well. I'm also joined with Daniel from Calence, and we'll go through some introductions shortly as well. We're just waiting for folks to join in. We'll see like there are already like folks from all over the country. Right. And while we wait for folks to start, we're going to start in a second here. We do have a Q&A, kind of like a poll that we're going to launch shortly as well. This is just mostly to learn who you guys are and what you guys are using out there. So once you see the poll that's going to pop up, it's really just asking you the accounting systems that you guys use today. So we wanted to know if you guys use Sage 300, Sage Intacct, QuickBooks Desktop, QuickBooks Online, Oracle JD Edwards, Viewpoint Vista, Spectrum, and then which of you are using systems like Procore, Autodesk, or some other system as well. All right, it looks like the majority are Sage 300 with Spectrum on here as well, and then everybody is using pretty much Procore as well. Good old Procore. And we'll give the survey like another 30 seconds, and then we'll get started with the presentation as well. All right, and we're going to close the poll so that way we can continue with the agenda. It looks like the majority of folks are using Sage 300 and Procore. There's also a person who uses Viewpoint Spectrum, so we'll make sure to hit on that a little later as well. And I'll close the poll so we can get started as well. And we'll share the results. Right. So can everybody see my screen? Daniel, can you see my screen as well?
I can see speaker introductions, today topics.
Perfect. Awesome. So yeah, today's topics, we're going to cover introductions of who we are. We're going to spend a lot more time showing you how you can use Billy and also our partnership with Calence to manage integrations between the systems that we cover. We cover more than just Sage 300. Today's use case, we're going to show how Billy can collect COI, mark it as compliant, push it to Procore, and also sync it to your accounting system as well. In that, you probably will have questions, so we'll open it up to the audience, so that way you can ask us any questions as well. And with that said, we'll start off with introductions to this handsome man, Daniel Williams, and over to you, Dan.
Sure. Hi, I'm Daniel Williams, Director of Integrations at Calence. We are longtime partners with Procore, and we do project controls integrations for the construction industry, which can branch out into many things, including things like cities and colleges that you don't normally think of as construction. But we've been doing that for 20 plus years with a variety of systems, Sage 300, JD Edwards, and all that. And that is what we do. We make your data systems talk to each other. And we're located in Boulder, Colorado.
Awesome. And then I think you had covered just a little bit of who Calence is and just like your mission as well. If you want to continue telling them more about, who you are, the mission, as well as what makes you different as an organization.
Ah, yes. What makes us different? The main thing is this is what we do. All we think about is construction financial integrations. We're very, very focused on making these things work. And I like to tell people that when we do our job well, no one knows we're doing our job because the integrations just work behind the background. And you'll see that in the demo today. You're just working in Billy and things magically go over into Sage. And that's how we like things to work. We don't want to give our customers more work to do. We don't want to give them a new systems to babysit. We implement it for you, we manage it for you, and we make sure that everything is working.
Gotcha.
That's our goal.
And I mean, for the audience, so like Kalen sounds like a great company, but why should they care about using Kalen's connector on top of Billy?
Well, the main goal that we're at least for this, what we're trying to do is make sure that when you go to pay your invoice in Sage, the Sage will pop up the message, the soft warning saying this vendor is out of compliance, your insurance is expired, or you're somehow otherwise out of compliance. Um, yeah, we want to make sure that we're all about project controls, and part of project controls is not paying someone who doesn't have updated insurance or is otherwise out of compliance on your job site. And as Nash can tell you, that's not just insurance, but there's other things like if you're doing a federal job, you need certain certifications to be on site. There are all sorts of compliances that need to be met. So you should care because you want to make sure that you're in compliance on your job and you don't have to do extra work to make sure that you're honoring that compliance.
Fantastic. And tell us more about your ERP integrations that you offer. I think some in the audience might have a question of, well, I'm on Sage 300 today, and
Yep.
what if I chose Sage Intacct? Will Billy still work with Sage Intacct as well?
Yes, indeed. So, as you know, there are so many accounting systems out in the world, and we can't work with them all. So we try to work with the main accounting systems that we feel are widely used and needed in the space that we work in. So that includes CMIC, JD Edwards, MRI, many systems like that. So Sage Intacct isn't listed here, but we do have integrations with Sage Intacct, including insurance compliance integrations, and also just the full financial suite. Same thing with Sage 300 itself. We have the full financial suite, but we try not to compete with Procore because Procore offers that. So we have a delicate balance. However, we actually NetSuite is not one that we have here, but we actually wrote two of Procore's integrations. They're MRI and they're out of the box, off the shelf MRI integration and their NetSuite integration. We wrote for them and we maintain for them. Yeah. Oh yeah,
Perfect.
and our pricing is an annual subscription, very similar to how Procore is priced, just to keep everything simple and clean.
Excellent. And then I guess like we spoke a little about the integrations available, but today we'll be focusing on the Billy Procore Sage 300 as well. And then you also cover CMIC.
Mhm.
You also covered Oracle JD Edwards, Coins, Sage Intacct, and others as well, just to mention a few. Um, to proceed on for those folks who are not familiar with Billy as well, we essentially are just a solution that helps you manage compliance. We work exclusively for the construction industry. We're tailored only for construction. As you'll see, the system's very easy to use. It integrates with Procore. For those of you that are not on Procore, we also work with Autodesk, Sage 300, CMIC, JD Edwards, Vista, pretty much the menu that Kalins covers as well. So it's an end-to-end compliance system that will allow your accounting team to prevent payment if, let's say, a COI is missing as well. For Billy, if you're doing the software-only service, we will provide you a free 30-day trial as part of you coming onto this demonstration. It will work with Procore, get to try it out, and then once you like the system, you can get the system plus also the Sage integration in one package as well. With that said, we're going to go into just showing you how the system works today. Daniel, anything you want to add before we switch screens as well?
I think we're good.
Perfect. Awesome. So we're going to jump into the Billy software. We'll give you a little tour before we get to the contract itself. Essentially, the Billy software again allows you to do a couple things. So there's a vendor pre-qualification module. You can install a little button on your website, which allows your subcontractors to pre-qualify. So they can fill in information about themselves, submit W9s, business licenses, etc., which you can manage from our directory, which also syncs with Procore as well. With that, you can also see your project statuses, and then with those projects from Procore, which contracts are compliant and which ones are not, and the information flows freely between Billy, Procore, and also Sage 300, plus other accounting systems that we manage as well. So for today's example, we're going to go into a company that's within the Northwest Food Warehouse project. This is essentially a Procore integrated project. Selecting this just takes you into the Procore project itself. And then this is automatically imported from within Procore as well. The software will automatically apply requirements that you can define. You can define those requirements in our settings, so you can have one or many, and you can go down as far as defining everything on the checkbox for the COI, including the limits, adding any custom language that you want. And then Billy also supports the use case for you to add things like warranty forms, W9s, bonds, master service agreements, financial statements, and you can define any other type of documents that you want to collect from that particular vendor as well. So just for the purposes of this demo, I'll also just add a W9 as one of the requirements. Here's the pre-qualification module, as well as how you manage certificate holders. It's all listed here, and your connected apps. So we integrate with Procore, Autodesk, DocuSign. You can connect Billy to DocuSign, so you can also sign other things like warranty forms, master service agreements, etc. Now, for our demonstration, once a project is created from Procore, you just really click import projects from Procore. It'll list your legal entity. So Billy and Builders, what is the certificate holder? If you have many, you can select them. And then the vendor import method, like do you want to import it as all companies in the directory, companies with the purchase order, those with the subcontract, or purchase order as well. Once that's selected and you bring in a project, for example, that project will also ask you to add things like insurance information, I mean, description of operations, etc. as well. So just to expedite things for us today, we're going to request documents from A1 Electric Company, for example. And once that happens, essentially what we will see is A1 Electric Company will get an email notification from you as well. So the email notification looks just like this. Let me pull it up. And just got to go to the production environment. All right, so you'll get an email notification that basically shows that, hey, sprinkler contractors, Billy and Builders uses Billy for insurance to track their documents, etc. They can forward this email if needed to their broker because Billy is a login-less system as well. So if they click submit documents and open a new tab, they're going to see that this is their portal to submit their documents as well. And since we're doing A1 Electric, we'll just go straight to their portal, which you can copy from here. Again, they don't need to create a login at all to submit their documents. They just upload their certificates of insurance, W9s, etc. And it's automatically sent into the Billy system as well. As part of that, the Billy system will receive the document. So you'll see here where documents will start to accumulate. You can also see that information accumulating in what we call the needs attention section as well. So it's showing you that A1 Electric has submitted 5 documents that are for review. And we're going to go in and review those documents. So we can see that here's the COI itself that has been submitted. And we're going to go in and override the current policy that's there. But just so that like we make the demo a lot more fun, we're gonna change the policy number so we can see this coming into Procore, and I'll put a date as well. So 4/24, just so that like we can focus on these, click approve. And it's also showing us that it's read the limits and found that there is an issue on that as well. For just today, like let's just pretend that this is compliant, click save, and we'll go into doing commercial auto. I'll do the same with this and even add part two to it. It's checking the limits. We can click approve, click save. It's also checking things like the umbrella limits as well. It can check things like, is the cert holder there? Does it match? And I'm going to show you all of those things in a little bit. So I'll do this, click approve, and just zoom out, confirm, and save. And then lastly, we'll complete the W9 just so you can also see the round trip. If we go into documents, we should see a W9. And if we go into the W9, we can also see that it's extracted the information. Just click approve and then save. Now, a lot of people will say, well, insurance is not just about limits. I know we're in a demo, but Billy has an AI co-pilot that can read all the documents your sub has given you. So you can still change your requirements here and say, I want a waiver of subrogation, and Billy will go find that waiver of subrogation or a 30-day notice of cancellation, specific form with specific language. We have an AI co-pilot that will do the basic work for you to find the documents as well. So it will tell you if a policy was issued in the last 60 days or the COI itself, was a producer present? Is the name of the subcontractor in Procore matching the name on the COI? Are you named as a certificate holder or additional insured? And is the COI even signed by itself? So once you complete the review itself, it'll mark the vendor as either compliant or non-compliant, and then the information will show up automatically in Procore Next. And then we're going to see now from Daniel's screen the journey from what happens to these coverages once they get into Procore, and then how do they get into your accounting system. The things I want you to pay attention to in Procore are going to essentially be the insurance policies that we sent. They're going to have this policy number as well for A1 Electric under the Northwest Food Warehouse as well. So I'll stop sharing my screen, and then Daniel will bring up his screen and show you the Procore side and also the journey into Sage 300 as well.
Okay, thanks, Nyasha. I'm just checking something here. Where's the share screen? Share screen, not that one, this one. Cool. Yeah, so as Nyasha was showing, he created new insurances in Billy, and this out the way. So here's the W9 that he created. And what were the other ones you updated? It was the commercial automobile insurance and the excess umbrella insurance.
Correct.
Okie dokie. So let me refresh this in Procore. And yeah, so what happened there was when these changes were made, that's kicked off some integrations. We're using Procore webhooks that let us know that an insurance has been changed. And if we look at the commercial automobile policy, let's see, we changed the policy number, but I don't see that updating in Procore.
Oh,
But the amount is updating. And the W9 is not linked to Procore, but we can go into Sage. Let's grab that ID number. Where's there it is. This is the number for the commitment in Sage. Get Sage over here. Make this full screen. Okay, so in Sage, we go to the commitment. There it is. Let me grab, sorry, I got too many screens open right here. Yep, and so there's the commitment in Sage, and we look at the insurance here. Come on, Sage. Okay, there it is. And so that update was changing $1 million to $1,000,001 on the auto, I believe. Yeah, so here's the automobile insurance. So it went from $1 million limit to $1,000,001 limit there in Sage. Um, Cancel out of that. So there you go. Okay. Let me stop sharing my screen. Okay.
All right. So the system does provide you like the round trip coverage for things to go from Billy into your Sage 300 environment. It provides you with, I guess like what I would call like 24/7 visibility because you can't really be everywhere at once as well. So I'm going to bring up my screen to kind of showcase some other things that the system can do. So within Procore itself, you have the capability of also operating Billy through what we call the side panel. So this shows up on every commitment that you have. You can also request documents from within Billy, and the subcontractor can submit the documents. They're uploaded. It also will update the contract company under insurance, and then that also will sync to your Sage 300 environment as well. If you are one of those GCs that are using Procore Pay, Billy, and also a Sage 300 integration will work with Procore Pay. We will also integrate with the compliance module that's within Procore Pay. And our side panel is here as well as the Sage 300 integration in the background as well. Even your folks in the field, they will be able to help you manage compliance from the field. So you can see who is compliant or not based on commitments written in Procore that are compliant in Billy. And so they can tell you that, like, Cotton Construction and Alvaro are not compliant if they're going to show up on the schedule. They can drill into it. And then we can also lock this button based on permissions within Billy as well. So the nice part is that Billy's connecting everybody from the field to the office. So you don't have to be everywhere at once as well. So this is the slide that I was going to go into, which is it just gives you peace of mind, visibility to all stakeholders. And we've had, large contractors like DF Prey who've had good success on this integration between Billy, Procore, and also Sage 300. So for them, they're managing their projects using Procore as their core source of truth for project management, Billy for insurance compliance for around 300 subcontractors. And then they're using Billy and Procore to connect the field to the office to flag those risky contractor for payments as well. With that said, I want to just see if I can open up the floor to questions the audience may have as well. And feel free to enter in your questions into our window as well. Let me just do this. That way, like I can, yep. So we got Q&A. Is there integration with ERD Voyager? Daniel, you're on mute right now.
Sorry, no, we do not.
Okay, so not covered yet as well. And I think Natasha also had her hand raised as well. We'll allow you to talk.
Hi. I was just looking to see if we had, you were able to show the integration with Procore, specifically like Procore invoicing and
Yeah, absolutely.
compliance.
Yeah. And so let me just pull it up as well. All right. And so with Procore invoices, I think you're referring to this instance of um, the compliance module on the commitment itself.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So let's pick a different commitment that hasn't really been used a lot, but shows up in Billy as well. Let's try this one. Dina Poly Construction. Um, maybe not that one. Give me a sec. I'll find one exactly.
Yeah.
Let's do this instead. And we're gonna pick Billy Trade Center. Let's take Alver Construction, for example. And we're gonna pull up their compliance module shortly as well. This should work. All right. So, do you use Procore Pay today?
We are using the compliance part of pay, but not disbursements.
Okay, perfect. So here's what happens. If there's a document that comes in and it has a requirement, let's say, I think let's call it the WCB clearance letter as well. And we'll take one of these documents and call it's that. If we go into that requirement and mark it as active and click save, that's going to push to first the project level for this vendor and then onto that compliance module as well. So we use webhooks essentially to update this as well. So it should take a couple moments for that particular requirement to show up into this as well. So let me just find clear. Here we go. So WCB clearance letter, and you can see that it came from within Billy. If you select it, it will just show you the details and the source of where it came from. The attachment lives in Billy, primarily because Procore does not have an API for us to attach documents onto the compliance module yet. So as soon as they provide us that, then we'll be able to also port that document into your Procore Pay. But essentially, what it's now helping you is the information lives in Billy, and you can also see the compliance on the side panel as well. Does that answer your question? And then when you go into payments for Procore Pay, Billy is powering the donuts on the Procore Pay module. So if you go into payments, there's usually a donut that tells you how many compliances have been met. So Billy is basically powering those for you as well.
So it leads me to another question. May I go into my other question or?
Yes, of course.
Let others go. Well, so with the document itself, say now it's compliant, but we need to send it to the property manager. What is that process for downloading documents from Billy, like the actual attachments and sending them via email or through Procore via email? Or how would you recommend we do that part of it?
Yeah, so we have connectivity with Microsoft SharePoint, where you can just store the documents from there. So Billy can run a job, and once every quarter, we basically take all the COIs and they're uploaded in the folder structure that you're looking for. If you don't use Microsoft SharePoint, we can provide you a zip every quarter as well. So you'd get 4 zips from us, and then you can just store them on particular folders that you want. If you also want to extract from jobs, you just also multi-select, and then Billy will send you an email just like a couple of minutes after you request that too.
So it's quarterly by you via an integration with SharePoint, or it's manual as needed by us?
Correct. And then if you also are doing, let's say, like a closeout as part of like the warranty phase, right? Like you close out a job and the owner is like, I need also all the COIs as well. We can do that for you. Just provide you the I guess like the zip file for that specific project, and then you can send it to the owner as well. Other things that we do related to that specific closeout process, if you have instances like where you need to send your own COIs every year to owners, we do have the ability for you to actually request your own COIs through Billy. So they'll go direct to your broker, and then your broker can submit that once, and then it goes upstream to your owners. When it's time for renewal, your broker provides you a new policy, and then this will request COIs on jobs you're on and automatically send upstream as well to your owners as well. So it really helps you do, everything risk management related and the ability for you to file a claim depending on which carrier that you belong to as well.
Okay, so for project to project basis, would we do this as well to request our own COIs with the additional insured that's applicable to each project? Is that how this is
Correct.
intended to use as well? Okay, so not just an
Yeah,
annual basis, but like as needed project to project? And does this sync
exactly.
with Procore in any way? I know we don't typically house it in Procore now, but just curious.
Yeah, so the only thing that it will get is just the project information because Procore doesn't have a place for you to store your own
Right.
insurance as well. So this allows you to store your own insurance in here. We are adding the capability for you to also see it request a COI as part of the side panel. So in a couple of weeks, you'll be able to request a COI from within Procore. And then later on this year, we are going to take incidents that occur within Procore. So you're able to then initiate the process of filing a claim from
Oh,
within Billy as well.
okay. And then renewals, are those automatic for subs
Correct.
based on project duration?
Yes. So renewals are automatic. So there's a couple of things that Billy will do. So if we had sent a requirement to MCore, for example, and they haven't submitted something, Billy's going to automatically reach out to them every 2 days, so 48 hours, for a period of 104 weeks, so 2 years. So you can go on autopilot, and Billy will still handle the chasing for this vendor. For expirations, it's going to start 30 days before. It's going to send emails every 7 days. You have the ability to also turn off the notifications by just marking a person as inactive. You can also mark them again as active too. Um, when the project is marked as complete within Procore, automatically moves into a warranty state within Billy. And it also tells you when that substantial completion date was. So it'll automatically give you a period of 1 year for your warranty, but you have the ability for you to come in and override and say, I want this to be 5 years. So Billy will keep track of everything for whatever that warranty period is, and then it will move into frozen. Meaning, if you have MCore connected to Procore and Sage 300, Billy will keep monitoring them for that project, and you can either, stop payment because they're not compliant, or don't give them their retainage because they didn't give you their warranty letter, etc. as well.
And do those compliance highlights, if you don't use pay, come into Sage? How do they, or is there any kind of alert mechanism or compliance in Sage 300 with
Yeah,
your
so
integration?
yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna let Dan maybe pull up his screen and he can show you again what flows into Sage 300 as well. Um, and yeah, let
Sorry
me
if
do
we
that.
already showed it. I'm not as familiar with Sage, but I know our accounting team is, so.
Gotcha. Yeah, go for it, Dan, if you want to pull up your screen. Oh, you're muted, Dan.
Sorry. Yeah, Sage 300 is kind of funny in that it's kind of limited in what you can do as far as the out of the box insurances. There are four built-in types. There's general liability, auto, umbrella, and workers insurance. And then there's two custom types that you can rename for your company. So commonly this will be pollution insurance or professional liability or marine insurance or something. But what we bring over from Procore is we bring over the company, the name of the company. This is the insurance provider. We bring over their policy number. We bring over the effective date and the expiration date of the policy, the limit, and then when it appears in Procore, we set the receive date. So this is when that insurance policy was received. and we can check different client customers require different things with these check boxes. We can check the check boxes according to what you need. But basically, provider, policy number, dates, limits are the main things that we provide here in Sage for these.
And are disbursements through Sage, if you're doing a check run, does it check to see if that company is compliant before allowing disbursement, or is that just you have to go in and manually check?
No, if I were to make one of these things out of compliance and try to write a commitment for it, it would or write an invoice for the commitment, it would say, this vendor's auto insurance is out of compliance.
So how we use Procore is we do invoice, or we're going to be doing invoicing through Procore. Right now we do it through paperless. So
Okay.
when it comes into Sage 300, either currently or in the future, it's going to be already approved. The invoice will already be approved.
Right.
And then they'll just select to pay. So
Yeah.
is there
when you select to pay, there will be a soft hold on that payment because of the out of compliance. Yep.
Okay, cool.
And this
Thank
is
you.
just
I'll let somebody else ask questions.
and this is just using the rules that are built into Sage out of the box.
Okay, very cool.
All right. We can take more questions as well. And if you raise your hand or type your question, we can also enable talking for you as well. Anybody want to ask questions? We don't bite. All right. I guess like some folks may want to know, like, how do I get started with software like Billy? We offer two types of services. So we offer software only, where you can use the software as needed, and then something that we call managed service, where we do the service on your behalf as well. For software only, we do provide a 30-day trial. So it's a good way for you to get your feet wet with Billy. We'll help set up the account for you. We'll provide training for you as well and connect it to Procore, so that way you can see how the solution works. Once you get the hang of things, then I think at that point that's where you can introduce systems like Sage, once you've figured out your project's workflow with Billy as well. And then you can expand from that point on as well. So if you're interested in a 30-day trial, or want to learn more about it, feel free to raise your hand, or we'll reach out to you via email as well. Any other questions before we dismiss the webinar? All right. Well, this has been yeah. Hey, Natasha. All right.
Is this webinar recorded, and will it be sent out so I can forward it on
Yes.
to the accounting team?
Yes, the webinar is recorded. It'll automatically be sent out to you at the end of the webinar as well.
Oh, thank you.
Excellent. All right. So I appreciate everybody joining the call. Thank you so much for coming to learn about our Billy and also Sage 300 integration. Next time, we'll focus on another integration, potentially maybe other integrations that are not Sage 300, maybe Sage Intacct on the next one. But yeah, we're always building new things too. And feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions or want to see more of Billy as well. I'll post my link to how you can schedule some time with us into the calendar, into the chat link, so everybody has it, and then you can find some time to meet with us, set up your trial as well. And yeah, what is the pricing for each? So we charge based on the number of subcontracts that you are passing through Billy that essentially need to get a COI on them as well. So one is on a per unit per year, and the price really varies on your quantity as well. But I'm going to put my calendar into the chat. So if you want to discuss more pricing, um, feel free to book a time on my calendar, and then we can schedule a time to discuss more. For the connector, it's just a flat fee. It's $4,500 per year for this full Sage 300 connector as well. Excellent, team. All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for coming again, and we will see you on the next one. See you guys.